travel friends! Today we're going to talk about the top 3 things to do in Naxos. Hands down, number 1, we both agree, you gotta rent a car.
You gotta rent a car.
Gotta rent a car.
Yeah.
It's a large island.
Yeah, it's a lot larger than a lot of the other islands that you are thinking about visiting. And you sort of need a car to really make the most of it if you're gonna spend, at least a few days there.
Yeah. There are so many secluded beaches that we visited. There's small towns that are, I want to say, off the beaten path, where there's not necessarily a local bus that would take you there. So that also gives you, again, more of that authentic Greek feeling, and instead of being in just a port town or a more heavily tourist area.
Yeah, I would say that because Naxos is sort of, I would say, not as touristy as Santorini or Mykonos, I think you get a much more sort of like you said, an authentic feel about how a local might live. And then also with a car, when you can go around and there's plenty of beaches where you just don't find anybody.
It's so cool. You get an entire beach to yourself.
Right.
These are gorgeous sandy beaches, pebble beaches, but highly recommend just to almost get lost.
Yeah, and then you can take all the jumping
jumping shots that you want. The second thing that we would say is, if you are limited in time, or maybe you're only spending a lot of time in Naxos, you have to do a day trip to Paros. It's 45-minute ferry ride, very quick actually.
Yeah, super quick.
It's a totally different feel. I think we loved it. So I think that you can do, if you did do it in a day, it's very easy. You get on an early morning ferry, again, 45 minutes, and it drops you off in the main town of Paros. You can look around the main town, hit up the old town, but then you can take a very easy local bus to Naxos as well. So you could hit 2 of the main towns in Paros, get a good feel for the island, and then get back to Naxos all in one day, so that you don't feel like you're missing out too much, and maybe then you can come and visit Paros, your next Greek island trip.
Yeah, I think there are several ferries, especially during tourist season, but if you're going or planning a trip during the winter time, ferries may be less available, and I think there are probably a month or 2 that the ferries are just not operating. So just look into that and plan your trip accordingly.
So the last thing that we would definitely recommend doing is getting lost in Old Town. Included in that would be, you have to catch a sunset at the Temple of Apollo.
It's probably the most iconic thing. It's that,
We'll throw up a photo here. But it's an iconic structure that almost looks like a frame, to be honest. It's on this really cute little kind of causeway, I would say, to get out there. But you'll see everyone's there. But the sunset there is really great. Try to catch a sunset, or at least visit Temple of Apollo.
Right. It's where all the tourists are going to be.
Everyone, always.
Yeah, at sunset. You'll be there. I would say don't expect to, set up a picnic there, just because there's just tons and tons of people. Yeah, but it's definitely fun. And also after that, you can very easily walk to the port city, and there's tons of such amazing food.
Yeah, so after sunset, you'll see just a mass exodus down across the causeway into Old Town. So we recommend getting lost in Old Town. It's just as picturesque as you have seen. It's little tight person flowers everywhere, clinging to the buildings.
Yeah.
There's churches always everywhere as well. They're really great for photos, but it's just cute. There's stores, there's little restaurants, there's tavernas. We wandered into a couple different artist galleries as well, just to see kind of that local art. Again, you just want to get lost and kind of explore, so you can do that multiple times when you're there.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that way you're burning off the calories from all the food that you're eating. I think you get a really good feel of sort of how the locals feel, or the locals live, because Naxos, I would say, still has a lot of locals, right? It's not as touristy as Santorini or Mykonos, so you really get a good vibe of how the locals are. And
those are our top 3 tips for Naxos. So let us know what you think. Any additional comments you have, throw them down in the comment section below.
All right, that's it. All right.
Bye.